got my own towel. Probably gonna have to, man. If it rain. Good. Hopefully he the last one coming out of there too. Right. Yeah. No, it's just clock. They got that's the lawyer, the secretary of the look at this now. All right, bear with me. It's raining out here, so we're gonna go back across the street. It's a lock you. Bear with us for a moment. But Shalom. The Hebrew Israelites come out week in and week out, prophesying the downfall of Babylon, the great America, which is spiritually Rome, Egypt, Nineveh, Assyria, Sodom and Gomorrah, to warn you so-called Negro, Latino, Native Americans, West Indians, and Haitians to repent, because the kingdom of heaven is at hand. Yeah, the kingdom of heaven is at hand. And we out here to just give the warning of y'all about Shema Shah. Thus saith the Lord. Hey, so we're going to give all praise, honor, and glory to Yahweh, Bahashem, Yahweh Shah, Bahashem, Rakah. Double honors to the apostles and elder bishops and elders of Great Millstone who rule well, who teach well, who are the apostles and elders of all of Israel, whether they accept it or not. And a sincere salutation to all the Ockham pushing this truth and believing this truth throughout the four winds of the earth, the entire world, shed light to the host of elect. Shalom to the outwalk who are listening learning. You few sisters who are listening learning. And so we out here to give warning, as I said. Thus saith the Lord. And as the title say, Yahweh Shema Shah is surgically dissecting Babylon the Great slowly. Slowly. This is a slow death. This is a slow, painful death. When you watch or when you read about what the Lord did to Antiochus Epiphanes was a slow and painful death. The Lord also did that to Herod. Slow and painful death from the inside out. That's what the Lord is doing to Babylon the Great America. It's a slow death from the inside. Hey, give me Isaiah 14. And the cause of this slow and painful death is the so-called white man. He's the reason why Babylon the Great is being destroyed slowly from the inside out. Start at verse 4, verse 5. No, start at verse 4. He had put his hands, everything the so-called white man had put his hands on, he destroyed it. You got it.
Isaiah chapter 14, verse 4.
Yep.
Thou shalt take up this proverb against the king of Babylon.
Now I tell you in Habakkuk 2 that it's going to be a taunting proverb spoken against the so-called white man. Like when you hear in these articles, North Korea threatened America to shoot missiles over here. That's a taunting proverb to America. Russia saying that Putin said that North Korea and Russia are going to defend each other if they get attacked by America. That's a taunting proverb, man. Go ahead.
And say, how has the oppressor ceased?
The oppressor is the so-called white man. He is the one that oppressed you so-called Negro, Latino, Native Americans, West Indians, and Haitians. Go ahead.
The golden city ceased.
America is that golden city which now is ceasing. The infrastructure, the crash of the dollar, the petrodollar, right? The infrastructure of Babylon the Great is ceasing. What is Yeah, in Amos 9, the Lord said, smite the lintel of the door that the post may shake. That's the foundation of Babylon the Great being destroyed, deteriorating. Go ahead.
The Lord hath broken the staff of the wicked.
Right, because this is a broken system. Like it said in Isaiah 36 and 6. Our people trust in this broken reed on Egypt. America is broken, man. When you look at, which is all a game though, it's a game. But when you look at the system of the Democrats and the Republicans, right? You got the Senate and the Congress. They ain't on the same page, man. As the scriptures say they wouldn't be. And you got Mark 3, when it say a house divided against a house falleth. Right? This is a broken system. You got one Congress or one Senate saying this and another one saying this. They ain't on the same page, man. Go ahead.
The Lord has broken the staff of the wicked.
Right, which is his power. The Lord is breaking the power of the so-called white man. And we see it every day, man. So now it's being limited to the elites. Because the regular so-called white man don't got no power. They on the bottom with us now. They in the hoods, in the ghettos with so-called Negroes, Latinos, and Native Americans, West Indians, and Haitians. The elites done took the power back. Go ahead.
And the scepter of the rulers.
Right, which is his power. Go ahead. That kingship. The kingship now is no more to the average so-called white man. The elites done took that back, man. Go ahead.
He who smote the people
right
in wrath.
Who smote the people? The so-called white man. He went around the world destroying countries, right? Taking resources, sending in economic hitmen. This is what he do, man. He smote all the nations. First so-called Negro, Latinos, Native Americans, West Indians, and Haitians. But now he's doing it to all the nations. That's why I said Habakkuk 2. All the nations going to take up a tungent proverb against the so-called white man. Go ahead.
Yeah, rule the nation, Salakia. He who smote the people in wrath.
Right. In wrath. Everything the so-called white man do is in wrath, man. It's never out of love. It's all out of wrath, man. Hate.
They never really do it.
Go ahead.
With a continual stroke.
With a continual stroke. Well, what it say? This guy, Cristobal Colon said that he couldn't put the sword down against the Indians since they got here, man. A continual stroke the so-called white man been doing to you so-called Negro, Latino, Native American, West Indians, and Haitians. Now he doing it to the rest of the nations. Now the rest of the nations complaining, which they should. Go ahead.
He that ruled the nations in anger.
Right.
Is persecuted.
Right. See, he's being persecuted now, and it start with your average so-called white man. The average so-called white woman. Now they down here looking like so-called niggas, man. Go ahead.
And none hinder it.
Right. None hinder it. It's the Lord that's letting this play out, man. Go ahead.
The whole earth is at rest and is quiet. They broke forth into singing.
Right. See, so when the so-called white man go down, all the nations gonna rejoice because it'll be righteousness, peace, real food, breathing real air, no chemtrails. The women ain't committing adultery. Everything gonna be done in righteousness when the so-called white man is destroyed. Go ahead.
Yea, the fir trees rejoice.
Right.
As thee.
See,
the cedar of Lebanon.
The fir tree is what they call the so-called Christmas tree. That's the tree that get cut down the most. So it said the fir tree gonna rejoice when the so-called white man go down, because he's the one that's saying you gotta put a tree in your house in December. Which December is the 10th month. It's not the 12th month, man. December go back to Deca, which is 10. So how December the 12th month of the year? That's the so-called white man lying, man.
Another lie.
Another lie. Go ahead. He lied about the lies that he lied about, man. Which is everything. Go ahead.
Saying, since thou art laid down, no fellow has come up against us.
Right. Only the righteous, there's a law about what trees to cut down. So when the so-called white man be destroyed, ain't gonna be no any tree getting cut down. Shalom to the Akim, my wife on the come boy tuning in. Y'all about your mouth shop, rock a thumb. Only the righteous tree gonna get it cut down, man. Whatever tree need to be cut down lawfully, that's what. But it won't be the fir trees, man. The fir trees help with oxygen, man. It filters out the air, man. Go ahead.
Hell from beneath is moved for thee to meet thee at thy coming.
That's talking about captivity, man. Hell for thee is moved for thee to meet them at their coming. As the scriptures say, what the so-called white man did to Negroes, Latinos, Native Americans, West Indians, and Haitians, they got to pay for that, man. Thus saith the Lord. Go ahead. So hell, captivity is waiting for you too, man. Go ahead.
It stirred up the dead.
The dead is the heathen nations. They all stir it up. It tell you in Jeremiah 51. All these nations have drunken of the wine of the so-called white man. Therefore the nations are mad. So all the dead, which is the heathen nations, because they don't got the laws of the Lord. The Lord didn't get the heathens the law, statute, commandments, so they'll be dead according to the Lord. What was that? Proverbs 21:16? Right? It said, he that wandereth out of the way of understanding shall remain in the congregation of the dead. They can't come into the congregation of the Lord. So therefore they're dead. They're heathens. Go ahead.
Even all the chief ones of the earth.
Right. So that's talking about all the other nations. Go ahead.
It hath raised up from their thrones all the kings of the nations. All they shall speak and say unto thee,
Right.
art thou also become weak as we?
Right. So here it is. The other nations is telling the so-called white man, you become weak as us. Because there was a time when the other nation was weak, and the only power on the earth was America. Now America is being destroyed, and the other nations got power. Russia, China, Iran. And look at Turkey. Turkey linking up with BRICS nations. Go ahead.
Thy pomp is brought down to the grave.
Their arrogance, their pride, their power. It said his scepter is broken. His what it said? His golden city ceaseth, man. Go ahead.
And the noise of thy vials, the worm is spread under thee.
It said the worms, the noise of thy vows. Nobody want to hear that music. It's trash. The ways of the so-called white man is falling, man. Everything that they built, they established here at Babylon the Great, is collapsing. What happened with Brooks Brothers? Huh? What happened with your top suit companies? Go ahead.
And the worms cover thee.
See, it said the worms spread under thee and the worms cover thee. That's the corrosion, the corruption of Babylon the Great. That's the corruption of the so-called white man. He destroyed the entire planet. So now all the other nations is coming against America. That was the point. Worms cover thee, worms spread under thee. That's total corruption. Be annihilated. And it's a slow death.
Isaiah chapter 33 and verse 1.
Yep.
Woe to thee that spoilest,
Yep.
and thou was not spoiled, and dealest treacherously, and they dealt not treacherously with thee.
Hey, and all the nations made an agreement with Esau Edom, the so-called white man, dealing with the elites controlling the world from America. All the nations made an alliance with America, man. But what did he do? He broke it and went through all the countries, taking the resources, and he put in the country that he can't take resources from. What did he do? He put sanctions on them, embargoes, tariffs. Look up economic warfare. Go to Google, look up economic warfare and see what it means. He put sanctions and tariffs, embargoes on other countries, man. The country that he can't get into to get their resources, they put sanctions on him, man. But the country he can go into, he just go in there and annihilate, man. So as to say the worms cover him and the worms spread under him, this is what he do to the other nations, man. He go in there and take and take. And it's a slow, like they do it over and over and over until the country got nothing left.
Now they catching up.
So that's what happened to America. America is being slowly destroyed, slowly, painfully. And you see it happening with the people, man. As the king is, so is the people. They living happily ever after right now. In Denmark, Luxembourg, France, right? England, Ireland, Wales, Belgium, right? Great Britain. The elites living good, but look at the common so-called white man.
And that's what happened. When you look at history, the privilege that the average so-called white person enjoyed in the 50s
Right.
is gone. And it's being taken by the hand of their own people, man.
Yep.
All right, that wealth that they stole and spoiled everybody to get, now they're stealing it from each other.
Generational wealth disparity. The elites got it, man. It's gone. You got it.
And this is why Trump is so popular. Because Trump is feeding the world with this, the average so-called white person, he's feeding them with this mantra of draining the swamp, taking the corruption out of politics. Because they understand that their wealth is being taken and extracted from them by the rich elites of this society, which are Edomites. They're also so-called white. This is why the average so-called white person says they don't have white privilege. And the reality is they don't anymore.
They don't.
And it's because their own people have taken it from them.
Yep.
I'm back. This is Habakkuk chapter 2, verse 8.
Start at 6. Yep.
Habakkuk chapter 2, verse 6. Shall not all these take up a parable against him?
And that's what the other nations is doing, man. All the other nations is taking up a parable against America. All the other nations, man. Go ahead.
And a taunting proverb against him?
Right, and that taunting proverb, when you look up taunting, it's a mocking, man. All the other nations is mocking America. What did China say? Look how you do, look how you did your slaves, man. Look at your people. Go ahead.
Woe to him that increases that which is not his.
Right. The so-called white man didn't have nothing, man. Everything he got, he stole it. Rape, robbery, murder, pillage, and plunder, man. From the time they came out the caves in the 1300s to now, they stole everything they got, man. And Cristobal Colon was funded by King Ferdinand and Queen Isabella. They stole what they got, man. What they got it from us, man. Go ahead.
If you go to the Vatican, you'll see all of the things that they've stolen through the process of conquest.
Right.
All the riches
Right.
that exist in the Vatican, even something as simple as the museums. A lot of stuff in those museums were taken from other nations of people, man.
Right.
They didn't volunteer that stuff over. It was taken from them.
Yep.
How long? Unto him that laded himself with thick clay.
This is debt, man. America is in debt over $300 trillion, man. They ain't getting out of that, man, because quantitative easing. They keep printing more money, man. And what the guy said, that's treason, man. Basically treason, print more money, man.
If anybody else did it, they'd go to jail for a long
Right,
time.
right.
But because your dollar was the world reserve currency, dealing with the petrodollar, they were able to do that without any consequence.
Right.
But now Saudi Arabia has ended that petrodollar deal, that 50-year agreement. And now they're going to open it up to other currencies, which is going to have an effect on America, not immediately, but eventually.
Right. They're slow pay for death.
Yeah, I just found out that $100 bills are more rare in America than in other lands. It's crazy. Shall there not rise up suddenly that shall bite thee?
Right. That's the other nation. Go ahead.
And
coming in under the guard, which is Putin, the Russians. That's how they want to bite Babylon the Great, man. Go ahead.
And awake that shall vex thee.
Right. See, the other nations is awake now. Because what they did to so-called Negro, Latino, Native Americans, West Indians, and Haitians, now the other nations it gets done. And they doing them just as bad as they did us, man. Go ahead.
And thou
So
shalt
see, these nations know their heritage. The other nations, they know their heritage, right? They know their lineage. So Esau just destroying it. You keep the heritage. Let us get all the resources.
And they know what they once possessed, and they're trying to get it back.
Right, right. Go ahead. So Salakia. So to correct myself, they ain't do them worse than they did us, but they doing them bad, man. Because they taking all their resources and letting them keep their heritage.
Thou shalt be for a booty
Right.
unto them.
Which is spoiled. That's why the brother Isaiah 33:1. Woe to him that spoiled us, and thou was not spoiled. Nobody spoiled the so-called white man.
Not yet.
You came out the cave and just been a savage ever since.
And dignifies.
Right. Go ahead.
Well, pardon me.
Right.
Because thou hast spoiled many nations, all the remnants of the people shall spoil thee.
Right. That's in Job. In Job 18, it said, thy own counsel shall cast thee down. So when you read in Psalms 83, the council that came together with the so-called white man, Chinese, Japanese, right? Elam, the Persians, all these nations came together to join with America, with the so-called white man, Moab and Ammon. It says his own counsel shall cast him down, man. So now, Obadiah 1:7. All the men of thy confederacy have brought thee even to the border. You got it.
Obadiah, verse 7. All the men of thy confederacy have brought thee even to the border.
And when you come to the border, you got to fight, man. It's a line drawn in the sand now. Go ahead.
The men that were at peace with thee have deceived thee.
Right. All the nations, man. They deceived the so-called white man. They deceiving America. Go ahead.
And prevailed against thee.
Right.
They that eat thy bread have laid a wound under thee.
See it say and prevailed against thee. That's a future prophecy of America being destroyed by these other nations, man. That's future prophecy and prevailed against thee. You got it.
There is none understanding in him.
Right. Because it tell you in Daniel 12:10, the wicked will not understand. He just, what I was going to title the lesson of the night, or what I did, the Idumeans, the Dukes of Edom, is the perfect tool. He's the perfect tool, man. You know how you got sockets, they making new tools, they're making a new tool now, it fit every boat, no matter what kind of boat it is, it fits all boats, right? All screws. That's Esau eating the so-called white man. He's the perfect tool for the job, man. The Lord cleaned him up and put him to work, man. You got it.
It's Psalm 17:13. Arise, O Lord, disappoint him, cast him down, deliver my soul from the wicked, which is thy sword.
Right. Oh, that's what I said. He's the perfect tool for destruction, man. Like, he's perfect at destroying. Because everything the so-called white man touch, it goes bad, man. You got it. Like one more time, man.
This is Psalm 17:13. Arise, O Lord, disappoint him, cast him down. Deliver my soul from the wicked, which is thy sword.
Right. The so-called white man is the wicked, according to the Bible. And he's the sword of the Lord. The Lord used the so-called white man to chasten the Israelites. He's our whooping stick. And he did a perfect job at it. So perfect that he got destructive and went overboard, man. The nigga got creative with ways to slaughter us on the plantation, man. Cutting off our rods, buck breaking us in front of our wives, hanging Jacob with his hands tied behind his back, force feeding Jake with a funnel down his throat. They did this, man. Oh, they was eating Negroes on the plantation. The book, Delectable Negro, the so-called white man was eating Negroes, man. They said that we was a delicacy, man. Go look it up. Yeah, man. That's what this nigga was doing on the plantation, man. The nigga had a son having sex with his mother. They was coming up with all type of ways to kill Jake. Oh, like in the movie Candyman. They pour honey all over this nigga. And then something the bees on him, man. That's something. You gotta be a demonic nigga to think about some shit like that. Your mind gotta be devious. Oh, Isaiah Psalm 64. Right there, accomplish diligent search. Their heart is deep. That's what the so-called white man do, man.
Oh yeah, that tar and feather thing. Oh, that's actually real. I've been hearing that all my life. They support tar in us and then put feathers on us.
It's not surprising. It's not surprising, man. This is what they do, man. It's like the movie Unthinkable. The so-called white man is unthinkable when it comes to wickedness, man. But when it comes to love and equity, there is none, man. There is no equity with the so-called white man. Because if it was, his own people wouldn't be homeless, man. How you send these veterans to go fight war, make it back, they get checks and food stamps, but they don't got no home to put the food in. They ain't get no medical aid properly, but they went and fought the wars, though. But that's what the elites have done to the average so-called white person. Ain't no more generational wealth and white privilege for the average so-called white man. Why? Because the elites, man. They don't even care about their own people. But this didn't happen when King David and Solomon was in rulership, man.
Habakkuk chapter 2, verse 8. Because of men's blood,
Right.
and for the violence of the land.
And that's what the Lord said, America got to be destroyed with fire because the so-called white man has shed so much blood in America by killing up the Native American Indians and the Seminole Indians and the so-called Mexicans and the so-called Negroes. It's so much blood spilled here in America, man, by the so-called white man. This place got to be destroyed with fire, man. Go ahead.
Of the city and of all that dwell therein, woe to him that coveted an evil covetousness
Covetousness. Yep.
to his house.
To his house, man. Because he's a nigga at his table, man. It said Esau despised his birthright. So he have covered an evil covetousness to his house, man. That means his whole people. His whole family line, his whole lineage. What did it say? He have heaped coals on his whole nation, man. Because of the wickedness.
He got trouble with his own house.
Right. You got it. We're going that out.
Woe to him that coveted an evil covetousness to his house,
Right.
that he may set his nest on high.
See, that's what he's doing. We keep talking about this every week. He have taken all the resources from all the regular so-called white people in the world. Now, what's that? James 5. He have heaped treasure together for the last days. It said a rust of them shall be a witness against them because they got so much wealth. The elites we talking about. Everybody else is poor, man. Hey, but this ain't affecting us. We've been down here. We've been worms in the earth. This ain't affecting us. It's affecting the so-called white people, man.
Yeah, the destruction of the middle class don't really have anything to do with Negroes, Latinos, and Native Americans.
Right.
When they talk about that, see, modern politics, they use certain phrases to talk about themselves and to talk about Jake. When they talk about minorities, the urban community, they're talking about Negroes, Latinos, and Native Americans. When they talk about the middle class, what they're talking about is those Edomites, those so-called white people that are living public. All right, this is why Trump is so popular. Because Trump's idea is to bring back that privilege.
Right.
This is what Make America Great Again is all about.
Allegedly.
Redistributing the resources again
Right.
back to the average so-called white person, because they're the ones who are being taken from. Negroes, Latinos, and Native Americans have been in the same place, roughly, since they got over here.
We got here, man.
But these Edomites, the average so-called white person that's losing that wealth, is being extracted by their own politicians.
Yeah.
Their own politicians have become rich off their own people, man, by stealing them.
That he may set his nest on high.
That's what they have done. The elites, they nest is high, man. They like Scrooge McDuck. Yeah, his nest on high, man. They got so much. They got it all, man. But they done drained Babylon the Great, man. They done drained all the Edomites around the world, man. They done drained all of them, man. Go ahead.
That he may be delivered from the power of evil.
Right. See, they spending all their money building bunkers, man, trying to hide from the Lord. But there is no hiding from the Lord. They building all these, they got these billion-dollar sub yachts. Talking about they gonna hide in the ocean from the Lord, as the scriptures say. This is what they doing with the money, man. They're spending this money on building these million-dollar bunkers, man, trying to hide from the Lord when America be destroyed by missiles from Russia, Iran, and China. The elites we talking about. Go ahead.
I got a statistic. So it says the richest county in the U.S. in 2024 is Loudoun County, located in Virginia. Now, why is that? Because that's where a lot of those politicians live at. Those lobbyists. Which shows you, Esau promotes this idea that capitalism, big business, all of that is good for the world.
Right.
But the richest people are really politicians and governors. Which shows you that they're stealing from their own people at this point. The government is just money laundering.
Right.
Taking it from one people and giving it to another.
Yeah, that move like this is good.
Yeah, I think so.
Hey, call out y'all about Shema shot. We finna move back to
Going
the
back home.
Hey, these Edomites is through, man. Babylon the Great. I grab it. They moving back, man. That with us a lot. Gotta have a spot when it rains. When the rain stop, it's back to business. Yeah. Fire in the hole. Yep, once again. The elites. Hide, man. Read that line again for me. But it said in when you was in Habakkuk 2, but they setting their nets on high, man. Trying to hide from the Lord. See, they harbinging, is that the right word? Harbinging. They taking back all this wealth. Look what they doing with appliances. With cars for cars, everything breaking, right? Everything you get now, I don't care what it is. Any type of home appliances, microwaves, brooms, I don't care what it is, it's breaking. Vacuum cleaners, everything is tearing up now because these niggas making it cheaper now. Because nothing, if you make things that last long, they don't make money.
Right.
So parts for cars, everything now. They are making it cheaper, man. They doing this on purpose because they draining the life out of the peoples in America, man. Read that line again.
And that's why I showed you that Esau's a criminal. He just uses big ass words.
Right.
And he tries to gloss it over to make it look like he's not a criminal. They sell everybody on capitalism. Capitalism is good for the world. Well, look at what capitalism did to America. Yeah. Things that were made in the 60s and the 70s are more durable than things built in 2024. Yep. Now, if the technology increased and everything's supposed to get better,
right.
Why are the items cheaper?
Right.
Why? Exactly. Well, not even cheaper. Why are they weak? Because they profit from it. And that's what capitalism does. It fuels greed.
Yep.
And by that greed, they do what? They make cheaper materials.
Make cheap materials.
Even if you save up the money to get an iPhone, the batteries start draining because they make a new one, and then they make the other one weaker. Yep. Just to make another dollar off, just to turn you into a lifetime customer.
Yep, that's it.
It shows you Esau just a gangster. He just wears a suit and makes it seem complicated.
Hey, and that's what they do with the pills, man, with the medicines.
Right.
Right, how the hell they supposed to be healing you, but then you still got to go to them. You 2 years in, you still going to you getting the same prescription.
So they can up your dose just
right.
a little bit more.
Just a little bit more. The same, oh, we gonna give you, instead of giving you 20 pills, we gonna give you 30 now.
Right.
Instead of your bottle saying no refill, they gonna put one refill on there.
They poison you. First they poison you. Then they take care of your symptoms, but they leave the disease right there.
Right.
Just so they can turn you into a lifetime customer.
Right.
And then at the end, when you have no life left, they tax your death.
Right.
They charge you all these the money to put you in the dirt.
Man.
This man is a criminal, man.
And then give your family hell by the what was it, the insurance, the burial, what is called your little insurance money.
Life insurance.
Life
Yeah,
insurance.
they give your family hell about that. You got the death certificate.
Then they tax
Did
that.
you die of natural causes?
They tax that. You want to give your house to your kids, they tax that.
Right, right.
Every dollar that come out your pocket is taxed double.
Right.
You pay income tax. You pay a sales tax.
And
That's tricky.
inflate your homes artificially and charge you taxes on the increase of your property value.
Man, this nigga's a real devil, man.
And also in corporate America, incentivizing managers to save money. And they get a bonus off the money that they save. Right. So departments are going understaffed because managers and directors are making that cut from not hiring full staffs.
Right. It's all a Ponzi scheme, man. It's all a Ponzi scheme.
Habakkuk chapter 2, verse 9. Woe to him that coveteth an evil covetousness to his house.
Now, real quick, to land back that, this is Habakkuk 2 and 9 in the NLT. It says, what sorrow awaits you who build big houses with money gained dishonestly.
Oh,
With money gained dishonestly. I got a precept real quick.
Woe is destruction.
Real quick precept to go with that. This is Proverbs 28 and 8. It reads, he that by usury and unjust gain increaseth his substance, he shall gather it for him that will pity the poor.
Right. And that chief one that's going to pity the poor is Yahweh Shah.
Right.
Why?
Yahweh Shah is coming to bring equity to the
You're
earth.
not hearing what the Father
That's what
said.
you're not seeing in the earth. You're not seeing equity. You're not seeing, it shouldn't be this hard to find truth in the world. Why? Why is it like that? Because the deceiver is in control, man. You shouldn't have to go to alternative news stations to find out what's really going on. Truth should be easily accessible, but it's not, because Esau profits off of ignorance and immorality. Just letting people go off and then making money off of it.
Right.
They split up the marriages so that they could have two incomes. If that ain't greed, what is? The man's God is his belly.
Real quick, this Proverbs 27 and 24. For riches are not forever, and doeth the crown endure to every generation? And the answer is no. The crown will not endure to every generation. Let me back that up with a precept. Hold on. Ecclesiasticus 14. No, it's like Ecclesiasticus 10 and 14 it reads, the crown do not endure forever to all generations, man. Because the so-called white man will be cut off. This is Ecclesiastes 10 and 14. Yahweh have cast down the thrones of proud princes and set up the meek in their stead. The Lord have plucked up the roots of the proud nations and planted the lowly in their place. The Lord overthrew countries of the heathen and destroyed them to the foundation of the earth. He took some of them away and destroyed them and have made them memorial to cease from the earth. This is going to happen. He's going to make the memorial of the so-called white man to cease from the earth. This is a future prophecy. Now, it started off and said the Lord have cast down the throne of proud princes and set up the meek in their stead. That happened to Israel first. Because we got proud. When you read Deuteronomy 32, it say Jeshurun waxed fat and kicked. Right? When you read Ezekiel 16, how the Lord put a crown on us, decked us out, gave us the best land, the best everything. Right? So he put them instead of the meek in their stead. That was the so-called white man. They was on the bottom. But now things are turning right side up. And he's gonna, it say, Ecclesiastes 10 and 17, he took some of them away and destroyed them and have made them memorial to cease from the earth. The so-called white man, when they be destroyed after 1,000 years, ain't nobody gonna hear no more about the Edomites, man. Go ahead.
This is Proverbs chapter 14, verse 11. The house of the wicked shall be overthrown, but the tabernacle of the upright shall flourish.
That's fire.
Right, because what's sown it's got to come back. That's why in Ecclesiastes, the 10th chapter, it says, because unrighteous dealings and riches got by deceit, the kingdom is translated from one people to another. Power is never destroyed, it's just translated. Riches are never really destroyed, they're just translated. Right now, all the riches are translated to the elites, and in exchange, they've given everybody else fiat currency.
Right.
They got all the resources, but they give you monopoly money. And this is why it's inevitable that the kingdom is going to be translated from out of Esau's hands.
Yep. Yep.
I got one real quick. It's Proverbs 16 and 12. It is an abomination to kings to commit wickedness, for the throne is established by righteousness. That's the only way you have a kingdom that's established. It has to be established on righteousness.
Yep. Let me get this in Proverbs. It's fire, man. In Proverbs 29 and 12, it reads, if a ruler hearken to lies, all his servants are wicked.
Right. Right. I got one. It's Ecclesiastes chapter 10 and verse 2 in the Good News translation. It says, all the officials and all the citizens will be like the ruler.
Ooh, that's fire.
An uneducated king will ruin his people, but a government will grow strong if its rulers are wise.
That's an NLT?
GNT.
GNT. What that was? What y'all that was?
Sirach 10 and 2.
Ooh, that's fire. Let me read this again. Proverbs 29 and 12. If a ruler hearken to lies, all his servants are wicked.
Right.
And what we see, as the Lord said in Deuteronomy 28 and 48, that we had to go to the enemy for the one of all things. So everybody is wicked. The only ones the Lord said he put the spirit on, right? He reactivated. Peter said, I'm going to stir up your pure mind by way of remembrance. Everybody else is wicked, man. Except for the hopeful elect, man. And that's called Allah Yahweh Shema Washab, man. Because everybody else is full of shit, man. Everybody, man. A nigga look you right in your face and lie to you, man.
And scripture says, as the judges,
So it's the people, man.
they are like their father, Esau.
Nigga
The only ones who are not like that is the remnant. And the
hopeful
Lord said,
elect,
I
yep.
reserve unto myself
Yep.
a complete number.
Yep.
They're
man.
dedicated to the Lord. Everybody else is a carbon copy of the so-called white man. How they operate,
Man.
how they think, gossiping, backbiting, talking shit, lies. All of that comes from the same one who's in rulership, man. They're all a cheap imitation. Most of these niggas is cheap imitations of the so-called white man.
That's it.
What he does to countries,
That's it.
they do to blocks. The drugs they sell, Esau has Walgreens and CVS open 24/7. And he
Right.
step on his shit too.
Yep. Come. Hey, and just like you said, like they copies of the so-called white man, we trying to be little mini Yahweh Shai,
Right.
man. So, hey, going back to what Peter said, I'm gonna stir up your pure mind by way of remembrance. Man, you got it. Listen, it got to be a what's the word is omnipotent power to take a person that's under the spell of the so-called white man and remove that, man. It got to be some power involved in that, man.
So the scriptures say he would be loose to deceive the nations. It didn't say he was going to try. And
Right.
really, when you look at it, everybody outside the ones who are written in the book of life will worship the beast.
Right.
The scriptures talk about that.
Right, Revelation 13.
Only the ones that's
Right.
not written in that's written in the book of life, those are the only ones who wouldn't worship the
Right,
beast.
they gonna
That
wonder,
means
right.
everybody else will be
Wandering after
seduced
the
by
beast,
this.
right.
They will be seduced by the spirit.
And it take power, man. It takes some power that's not earthly, man, to get a person from under the spell of the so-called white man. It takes some power from the fourth dimension, man. Cause Jake is through, man.
Like the song says, it's going to take a miracle.
Yeah, that's what exactly. Man, gonna take a miracle to get Jake. Hey man, that's why, hey man, all day, every day, the water you how about Shema Shah, man. Cause when you look at Jake, they is hypnotized, they is like under this nigga dope, man. And Christianity is the worst drug on the planet. Christianity is worse than fentanyl, man.
This
Man.
is Job chapter 20, verse 11. His bones are full of sin.
Right. And that's from their youth. The scriptures say from their youth, they've been doing nothing but wickedness, man. Since they got America, since the so-called white man got America, it's been through death, rape, rob, murder, pillage, and plunder, man.
Hey, under the veneer of good intentions,
Right.
we bring in civilization. We come to civilize you through heathens.
Right, you savages.
Savages, right?
Land of the free.
He said savages. You savages, bro. Go ahead.
Job 20 and 11. His bones are full of sin of his youth,
Man,
which shall lie down with him in the
it
dust.
said his bones, man. That shit is deep embedded in the so-called white man. Like this nigga is born, as it say in Psalm 50:83, the niggas is born speaking lies, man. They come out of the womb. And it's a beautiful point when you read that, because Elder R1 was like, you know, that's another analogy of them being born, coming out of the womb, is them coming out of caves in the 1300s, man. Right? Reborn.
Renaissance.
Renaissance, man, which is rebirth, man. Which is rebirth. That's Psalms 58:3. They come out of the womb speaking lies as soon as they be born, man. And that's them being reborn in the earth from the Renaissance, man. And from natural birth. The video I put up years ago, the little girl, her mama said, "You ate the little Debbie." She's like, "No, it wasn't me, it was the black
It was
man."
the black man.
Go ahead.
Though wickedness be sweet in his mouth.
Right.
Though
See, wickedness is sweet. You know how you can get a real good pineapple, man, and a real good watermelon. It just so that's wickedness in the so-called white man's mouth, man.
Sweet mango.
That's madness, man. Go ahead one more time.
Though wickedness be sweet in his mouth,
Mango, man.
though he hide it under his tongue,
Right.
though he spare it and forsake it not, but keep it still within his mouth.
Right. You can't hide it, man. The nigga be speaking smooth words, man. It say this man was couldn't even put his sword down, man. Documented, Cristobal Colon. Cause Gad and Reuben was giving them niggas hell, man. But you came over here, Gad and Reuben had everything, irrigation system, everything was, they planted over here, 6 years, then moved and planted over here and let that land rejuvenate. You niggas saw how they operated. Okay, we got it. Let's move. Let's make a move now. We need 1 or 2 of them though. We need to talk to 1 or 2 of them, cause this nigga Esau, he always get it. It's always a Jake. They say, okay, yeah, I'm with you. Let's do it. Tiberius Julius Alexander, man. This nigga led the army for Titus and Vespasian, man. And they said the nigga killed over 50,000 of Judite, Levite, and Benjamin that was in Alexandria, man. It's always been a Jake. What's that? First Maccabees 1? They always sold out to the so-called white man. Isaiah 28:15. They made a covenant with death and they held that agreement. Getting on you fake ass wacky pastors, man. You got it. Right.
Job 20 and 14. Yet his meat in his bowels is turned.
Right.
It is the gall of apes within him.
Right. Cause it said, remember it said in what's that? Habakkuk, they shall bite thee. The Lord is turning things around on the so-called white man. So now, as it said in Psalm 37, his own sword shall enter into his own heart, man. Go ahead. Everything that it say with that Psalms 9, Psalms 7, the pit that he digged and laid, the snare, these traps, it's because the Lord don't lie, man. It's in Galatians 6, whatever you sow, You gotta reap that, man. 2 Ezra 5:42, it said the Lord likened his judgment unto a ring, man. So you gotta fucking pay, man. That's why it don't do good to do people wrong, man. And some of us had to find that out the hard way, man. Go ahead.
He hath swallowed down riches,
Right.
and he shall vomit them up again.
Yeah, you gotta repay. Oh, it said in the law in Exodus 22, it said whatever you stole the ox, you gotta pay back 5 oxes, man. Whatever you take, you gotta give back 5 7-fold, man. Go ahead.
God shall cast them out of his belly.
Right,
He shall suck the poison of asp.
right.
The viper's tongue shall slay him.
See, that's the destruction that's coming to America, man. You got it.
Exodus 21 and 24, eye for eye, tooth for tooth, hand for hand, foot for foot,
Right.
burning for burning, wound for wound, stripe for stripe.
There it is. This is Genesis 9 and 6. Whoso sheddeth man's blood, by man shall his blood be shed, for in the image of God made he man.
And that's what they try to do with Christianity. Basically cover up their own deeds.
Right.
But the Lord requires what they've done to establish
Right.
America.
Right.
The Lord requires that. Just like when we would be going off, the Lord punished us. But whatever a man sowed, whether it be a man or a nation of people, it's going to be reaped. And these Babylonians, these so-called white people who are Edomites, they're going to find out you're not the good guy in the movie. That whole American doctrine that painted you as Clark Kent,
Right.
you're really Homelander. And now the world is finding out.
Right, nigga, homeland. This is Galatians 6 and 7. Be not deceived, God is not marked.
Right.
For whatsoever a man soweth, that shall he also reap.
Because they love to use that, well, other nations have people in slavery. They ain't cut their rods off and stick it in their mouth.
Right, right.
They ain't hang them up and take postcards of them. They ain't have them having sex with their own mothers.
Burning niggas alive.
They ain't do all of that. That's why the Lord, and the Lord dealt with them. Them Edomites. Them Hamites.
Yep.
They being dealt with right now for what they did
They
to Jacob.
getting dealt with, boy.
Them Ishmaelites. They
Yeah,
being
yeah.
dealt with right now for what they did
Lord
to Jacob.
putting their ass through the ringer, boy.
And Esau has this mentality that he's going to altogether go away unpunished. And that's why the Lord made mockery of him.
This is Galatians 6 and 8. For he that soweth to his flesh shall of the flesh reap corruption.
Right.
But he that soweth to the Spirit shall of the Spirit reap life everlasting. And Esau is corrupt, man. So what he's reaping is corruption. Hey, everything that the so-called white man has done in the earth is corruption, man. That's why I said in Isaiah 14:11, the worms covered thee and the worms spread under thee. So what he did to so-called Negroes, Latinos, Native Americans, West Indians, and Haitians is corruption, man.
Right.
What he has done to the other nations is corruption, man.
Right.
Everything that this guy has done, there's a track record of the so-called white man in the earth, man. And since they've been in power, 90% of it has been in war, man. Rape, rob, murder, pillage, and plunder, man.
Isaiah chapter 26, verse 21. For behold, the Lord cometh out of his place to punish the inhabitants of the earth
Right,
for their iniquity. The earth also shall disclose her blood,
right,
and shall no one cover her slain.
right. All the wickedness that he have done, man.
Salakia, I read that wrong.
Salak, you
And
got
shall
it.
no more cover her slain.
Right, because the Lord said he's going to expose the so-called white man. In Jeremiah 49:10, he's going to make him bare. Oh, the unicorn. The unicorn showing the world all the wickedness. Man, read that again. Because the unicorn, the World Wide Web, the unicorn is showing the world the wickedness of the so-called white man. And we get to filter everything that he have done in the world through the scriptures. Because it was already written that they was going to do it. And the Lord had it written down for us, man, a time ago, for our learning today. So we could be like, man, that's in the Bible. You see what you just saw that? Read that. Go ahead.
Just like the
It's
young
amazing,
Jake was
man.
here a few weeks ago. And we were bringing out all those scriptures, and he was like, what?
Oh, yeah.
That's in the Bible?
Yeah.
That's how I was when I first came.
That's
into
how
this
we
stuff.
all was, man. Because now we get to see everything that the so-called white man do in the news around the world. It's in the scriptures, man. Can't make this up, man. Go ahead.
Isaiah 26 and 21. For behold, the Lord cometh out of his place to
Right.
punish the inhabitant of the earth.
Right. See, he's exposing the so-called white man now. Because there was a time when the Lord was asleep, as the scriptures say. Where Asaph said in Psalm 73 and 20, "O Lord, when thou awakest, thou shalt despise thy image," man. So now that what so-called white man is being exposed, but all the wickedness he done across the four corners of the earth. Read that again.
Isaiah 26 and 21.
And I fucking love it, man. It's beautiful to see this and know it's right here in the scriptures, man. Everything that he has done, the Lord has summed it up in the scriptures, man. Go ahead.
For behold, the Lord cometh out of his place to punish the inhabitant of the earth.
See, he's awoken now. And now he's exposing the so-called white man. Go ahead.
For their iniquity.
Right.
The earth also shall disclose her blood.
How? From the unicorn, the World Wide Web. Now you seeing what they did to these Gadites up there in Canada. What is it, over 700 bodies they found at that re-education school?
Right.
Through the unicorn, man. Go ahead.
And shall no more cover or slain.
Right. No more being covered, man, because the Lord said he's going to make the so-called white man bear in the last days, man. Right? What is it? Have 2 Thessalonians 2. You can get that for me. Let's start at verse 8. No, verse 9. See, he's been exposed in his time. This is their time, right? This is their rulership, right? So they've been exposed now. All the wickedness that the so-called white man has done in the earth is being exposed, man. You got it.
So it started at 8.
Yep, no, 9.
Show.
Yeah,
2 Thessalonians chapter 2 and 9.
yep.
Even him whose coming is after the working of Satan.
So it say, even him who's coming is after the working of Satan, man. Satan has a physical seed on earth that plays out their counterparts. It's the elites. What are they doing? Creating GMO food, chemtrails, contaminated waters. They done pass a bill for you to sleep with animals, man. That's the working of Satan, man. Go ahead.
With all power and signs
Right.
and lying wonders.
His pseudo signs, lying wonders. Go ahead.
And with all deceivableness of unrighteousness.
Right, with all deceivableness. See, that goes to that Revelations 20. Right, when he came out the cave, he shall deceive the nation. Go ahead.
And them that perish.
Right, which is 2/3 and the heathens. But it's talking about 2/3 that perish. Our people that's falling away. As you said, they look copies of the so-called white man. Go ahead.
Because they receive not the love of the truth.
Right.
That they might be saved.
Go ahead.
And for this cause the Most High shall send them strong delusions,
2/3 of our people, they have been sent strong delusions. That what?
that they should believe a lie.
Right. Oh, you know what? You're right, bro. Go up to 5. That's what I wanted. Verse 5 through 7. I want to hit that point too.
2 Thessalonians 2 and 5.
Yeah, it's a lot.
Remember ye not that
Right.
when I was yet with you,
Right.
I told you these things. For now ye know what withholdeth, that he might be revealed in his time.
See, it was the Lord. As you read that precept, the Lord has now came, and now he's exposing. Go ahead.
For the mystery of iniquity doth already work.
Right, because that during the time of the Romans, the Edomites was working. We just didn't know these was the Edomites. Go ahead.
Only he who now letteth will let until he be taken out of the way.
Which is Yahweh Shema Shah. Right, so read that again. That precept. Because that go that beautiful, man. Like I'm speed rushing. Yeah, I'm speed rushing.
Isaiah chapter 26 and 21.
Yep.
For behold, the Lord cometh out of his place
Right.
to punish the inhabitant of the earth.
See, the Lord said he hid his face for a time. He hid his face So he was just sitting back, right? Like it said in Psalms 50, thou thought as I was all together such as one as thyself.
Just going like this.
Right, so the Lord was sitting back chilling.
Right.
But now it said what? Again, he have came out of his place.
Oh, I got one real quick.
You got it.
The land back that point.
Man, I'm fired up right
So
now.
Isaiah chapter 45,
Man.
I'm going to jump down to verse 15. It says, verily thou art a God that hidest thyself,
Beautiful.
O God of Israel, the
Right.
Savior.
Right. Hey, get the Psalm 73 and 20. Read that one more time. See, that's fire, man. That was the time when the Lord hid himself. Now we see, man, what's going on right now in the Lord's footstool? You see what's going on at the Lord's footstool right now? Death. MDK. What demolition man of the night. MDK. All over the footstool of the Lord, man. Where's the Lord's footstool, man? Huh? What's going on at the Lord's footstool, man? Death. Remember the time it was silence over there. It was all, it was peaceful, right? It was peaceful for a time in the state of Israel.
Tourism was at its height.
Right. But now, death. Because the Lord has awakened, man. You got it.
So Isaiah 45 and 15, verily thou art a God that hidest thyself,
Yep.
O God of Israel, the Savior.
Now hit the Psalm 73 and 20 real quick. Matter of fact, I got it. Psalm 73 and 20. As a dream when one awaketh, so, O Yahweh, when thou awakest, thou shalt despise their image. So now, the Lord has returned from his place. He's exposing the so-called white man through his men, and there is nothing they can do about it. They have been revealed, man. It say in his time. Look at the wickedness of this bastard, man. There is no righteousness with these people. And we trying to tell this guy last week. When you read Deuteronomy 28 and 43, it said, he shall lend to thee, and thou shalt not lend to him. Who the hell is that talking about, man? Huh? Don't worry, I'll wait. Who is it talking about, man? And I asked this nigga, who owned the banks, man? He couldn't do nothing but say white people. Exactly. So, nigga, do not these curses apply? Come on, man. Everybody else can come to America and get loans with no high interest rates. Huh? They can start a business with no problem. Except you so-called Negro, Latino, Native Americans. You get high interest rate loans. They taxing you, man. Why? Because everything that these people do, it go all the way back to the elites. There's breadcrumbs to say, listen, we know who these niggas is. Anything that they do, tax their ass. Because we want our birthright back. They know, man. It's the average people that don't know, man. I don't care what it is, man. Anything, man. The elites got it already pushed out everywhere. These are the children of Israel, man. When they come, tax their ass, man. Go ahead.
And everybody don't have to know the whole school.
Right. Right.
Because a lot of these guys who juiced in, they only juiced in to a certain level.
Right.
Everybody don't know what's going on.
They just following the order.
That's how they keep that separation. Everybody don't know what's going on. It's just like you work at a job. You don't know what the CEO of Cracker Barrel thinking, or you don't know what the CEO of McDonald's thinking. You don't know what the CEO of the hospital's thinking.
Right.
You just go there and you do whatever they tell you to do.
That's it. That's it.
That's how Esau moved. But a kingdom is governed by mind. It don't happen at random. Even though they got this democracy. So you think that you voting in officials. Really, this is governed by a mind.
Right.
Some men that sit in the room and they like, let's do it like this. Let's do it like that. The world you see today is a product of somebody who thought about it. That's why the kingdom of heaven is going to be so beautiful, because one that's profitable is going to be sitting on that throne.
Right. This is Micah 2:1 to back that point of, woe to them that devise iniquity and work evil upon their beds. When the morning is light, they practice it.
Right.
Because it is in the power of their hands.
They got the resources to push their ideas.
Right.
This is why the world think there is no God, or they think God is a figment of their imagination. Because the mind who has the ability to push their ideas forth is feeding you that.
Yep.
The media ain't nothing but Esau's ideas put on mainstream, man.
Man, it's heavy. It's heavy. Hey, because illusions, man.
Right.
Illusions, man. Damn.
Just because the news reporter don't know what's going on and they look at this like
Right.
conspiracy theory, don't mean that it is.
Right.
They paid to do a job.
They pay to do a job. That's it, man.
The CEO don't sit you down
read
at
the
your job.
teleprompter.
When you go to
Right.
your job, the CEO don't come talk to you and
Man.
be like, look, this the move I'm really thinking about making. Nah, they clock in, clock out.
Right, that's it.
Do what
That's
I
it.
ask you to do and don't worry about what's going on above. That's how the elites are rocking with their own people.
Yep.
That's why it's going to be sedition in Babylon the Great. Because there was a common agreement amongst Edomites that we gonna put you in office, but you going to make sure we benefit from it.
Right.
That deal has been broken.
Yeah. Now they under the Ponzi
Right.
scheme.
Right. And they see it.
They are part of the scheme now. See, generational wealth and white privilege. So all these so-called white people, they was a part of the Ponzi scheme.
Right.
Now they in the scheme. Now they under the scheme with us.
They on the outside
Don't
looking
feel
in.
too good now.
They on the outside looking in.
Hey,
They used
when-
to be in the house.
Right,
looking outside
right.
looking
Yeah.
at these
Hey, when you read that article, right?
Rubbing elbows with us now, right?
When you read that article that's still on Google, it's called The Illuminati Master Plan of the Rothschilds, right? They say they want their birthright back. No, none of these people didn't know the detail that work at the banks.
Nah.
They don't need to know the detail. All they need to know is if a Negro, Latino, or Native American, West Indian, Haitian come in here, tax their ass.
It's baked into the system. That's why when they look at you, they automatically distrust you.
Right.
The moment you walk
Right.
in, the elites ain't have to come and say distrust niggas.
Right.
They already set the blueprint
It's
up, so
already set,
everybody
the
gonna run
blueprint.
with it.
Right.
That's a mind governing the world.
Yeah,
Right.
from birth they're taught.
Yeah. Everybody is taught, man, that's them.
Don't trust them.
Don't, right,
They criminals. They not smart.
right,
They steal. That's why you ain't got. The
Ate
elites
the
ain't got to
cookies,
talk to the
black
bank.
man.
right.
You just walk in there, they be like, "Oh, okay, Tyrone. So
Yeah.
you want to start a cupcake business? All right, how much you need? 50,000. Oh, we're gonna deny that one, Tyrone.
Yeah.
Try again.
Yeah.
Try again. They will give you some soft answer, but really, it's a stereotype.
It's
The
all
moment you
embedded,
walk in,
man. It's been embedded. It's been embedded way back, man.
Now the tables are turning because now the elites have become greedy and they treat their own people like prey.
Yep.
It used to just be the other nations. Now they treating their own people like prey.
Fire. You got it. You got it. Man, that's why Babylon the Great got to be destroyed, man. You got it.
Isaiah chapter 24.
We talking about two rainbow sliders. Men, grown ass men, holding hands. These slow, dumb ass niggas, man. You got it.
Isaiah 24 and 21.
Well, what do you expect from these?
Right.
From the Greeks, from the moment they became, they started as the Greeks. It's
right.
been a part of their legacy.
Yeah. God.
They took what Ham did and ran with it.
Rainbow
Oh,
sliders.
just like the Edomite was up here last week, last camp, talking about Noah's son, Ham.
Oh, yeah.
Yes, yeah.
Yeah, he tell me,
Had sex with
he
his
popped
father.
Noah. I said, bro, he ain't popped no Noah. What the fuck is you? That ain't in the scriptures, man. What are you talking about? These Edomites just be adding and taking away from the scripts. Vocab. Go
They're
ahead.
really not qualified to touch our book.
Right. Period.
Not even all of our people are qualified to really touch the book because they don't really understand it. They need someone to teach them. But the other nations, they definitely don't belong
Yeah.
having their hands on our records.
Like, drop our book, you shouldn't be reading it.
Right.
That's a family heirloom. That ain't got shit to do with you.
Right. Family heaven.
Isaiah 24 and 21.
Yep.
And it shall come to pass in that day that the Lord shall punish the host of the high ones.
The elites, man. The higher ups, man. Those that control everything, man. All the resources. They own all the businesses. They own all the Fortune 500s, the diamond industry, the music industry, clothing, food, transportation. They own it all, man. And the Lord said we had to go to our enemy for the one of all things, man. There's only one nation of people that controls everything, and it's the so-called white man. The elites, man. They control everything, man. Go ahead.
stop.
Yep.
And the average person in this society wouldn't understand that. Because they've been fed that strong drink. They've been fed that wine, that delusion.
Right.
That America's a free place. It's liberty and justice for all. All you gotta do is pick yourself up by your bootstraps. But this is the reality behind that. The reality behind that is that the elites are in full control.
Full control. Hey, and they show you this. You got these two so-called Negro women. One was there over the Xerox. They put her over Xerox. I forgot the other company. I did a lesson on it about a year or two ago. During this whole pandemic shit. But they put two. I know the one chick, she over Xerox, Fortune 500 company, and it was another Jake chick. I forgot, and she said her husband is a home dad, a stay-at-home dad, and she never had time to go to her kids' school functions. I did a lesson on it. I'm gonna have to pull it up and repost it. She did a lesson. She said how she got where she at in the Fortune 500 company. The other lady, not the one for Xerox, the other lady, she said because she never went to her daughter's and her son's school functions. All she did was work for her husband, the stay-at-home dad. He did all that. He do all the cooking.
Well, this just shows that a single so-called black dad, right, is more valuable than two.
Yeah, that's true.
Two white
Right.
in the house,
Right.
mother and father.
Hey, but they were showing you Negro women, you can get here. You could be part of a Fortune 500 company.
Right. So they basically building up Esau enterprise.
Right.
Right. If you apply what Big Mama say, if you just apply your mind to the system, baby, keep your head down, and you could be just like them, even better. Lies, you'll never get there, man. Hey, man, Esau, hey, this nigga losing the TV, this nigga, you'll never get there, man. What they do with Michael Jackson? This nigga was damn near 100% owner of damn Sony, man. He was like 90-something% owner, man. They had to get rid of him. Right. Esau ain't finna let you own they companies, man. Ain't no nigga finna own no Xerox, man. But they'll put a woman and say, look, she made it. She's in the Fortune 500. She's making six figures.
High value woman.
Right. Just to get your ass destroyed, man. Because you don't got no standards talking to these women that's trying to make it. The men that's trying to make it. You got to sell out, man. And whatever they tell your ass to do, you got to do it. You making six figures? Oh, you know they coming for that Duke shoot. Go ahead.
No shit. Isaiah 24 and 21. And it shall come to pass in that day that the Lord shall punish the host of the high ones that are on high.
And that applies to the elites and everybody that's following them, man. Hey, because you got some guys that's higher up, man, that's so-called teaching the truth. They up there, man. Go ahead.
And the kings of the earth upon the earth.
The elites, man. All the elites. That's why I said Revelation 19, on his head were many crowns, man.
Right.
Yahweh shall come to take all that, man.
Verse 22.
Yep.
And they shall be gathered together as prisoners that are gathered in the pit.
Man, that's going to be a beautiful sight,
Oh,
man. Man, to see all the elites in one spot, damn, we've been waiting on y'all, man.
They're like, are you eyeballing me, boy?
Yeah. Put your eyes down to the ground, boy.
And shall be shut up in the prison,
Yep.
and after many days
Yep.
shall they be visited.
That destruction, man. After that destruction, after the dust settles, the smoke clears, we're gonna peel the top back on them goddamn bunkers like a can opener, man. Yup. You got it, bro.
It's Isaiah chapter 14 and 16 in the NLT. Everyone there will stare at you and ask, can this be the one who shook the earth
Man.
and made the kingdoms of the world tremble?
Is this the man?
Is this the one who destroyed the world
Man.
and made it into a wasteland? Is this the king who demolished the world's greatest cities and had no mercy on his prisoners?
Ooh, no mercy,
No
man.
mercy.
What else? GNT?
NLT.
Man, that's fire. Because that's the James 2 and 13. Right? He will be showed no mercy. That showed no mercy. And mercy rejoiceth against that judge. So it's gonna be a joyful time to see the Lord judge these Edomites, man. You dukes of Edom. You Idumeans, man. Man, that's good.
Because that's what the scriptures, when you talk about the kingdom of heaven, that's talking about a government on earth.
Right.
You know, the Esau has painted the scriptures like it's a fairy tale. The Lord is deeply involved with what's going on in the earth right now. And this is why we're able, through the spirit of Yahweh Shema Shah, to say before, to prophesy.
Yeah.
To say what's about to happen, what Esau's about to do next, and what's about to happen to his plan to dominate the world.
This is Obadiah chapter 1. Man, boy, you devils gotta pay. Obadiah 1 and 6, it reads, how are the things of Esau searched out? How are his hidden things sought up? The Lord gave certain men the Holy Spirit, man. He gave them the Holy Spirit. The Lord had the so-called white man to set up the unicorn, the internet, and set up libraries, books, right? Because the apostles, right, they did a lot of studying, going back and forth to libraries, right? Written out books. The Lord set all this up, man, to search out the wickedness of the so-called white man.
I got it. This is Proverbs 25 and 2.
Yep.
It is the glory of the Most High to conceal a thing,
Yep.
but the honor of kings is to search out a matter.
See, it's the honor of the Lord. So the Lord called these certain men that he gave the Holy Spirit to, he called them kings. Let me get this. In Jeremiah 1, it reads this. Jeremiah 1 and 14. Then the Lord said unto me, out of the north, an evil shall break forth upon all the inhabitants of the land. For lo, I will call all the families of the kingdoms of the north, saith Yahweh, and this family, when you read in Jeremiah 31 and 1, he said he would be a God to all the families of Israel. So Jeremiah 1 and 15, for lo, I will call all the families of the kingdoms of the north, where all 12 tribes is here, saith Yahweh, and they shall come, and they shall set every one his throne at the entering of the gates of Jerusalem, and against all the walls thereof round about, and against all the cities of Judah. And I will utter my judgment against them, touching all their wickedness. How? Through these men that set up their throne. And it reads, and I will utter my judgment against them, touching all their wickedness, who have forsaken me and burned incense unto other gods, and worship the works of their own hands. Thou therefore gird up thy loins, and arise and speak unto them all that I command thee. Be not dismayed at their faces, lest I confound thee before them. Why? For behold, I have made thee this day a defense city, and an iron pillar, and a brazen walls against the whole land, against the kings of Judah, against the princes thereof, against the priests thereof, and against the people of the land.
And that's why you shouldn't worry about what these people think.
Right.
We really, through the Spirit, talking over their heads.
Right.
And really
Right.
talking to their elites.
Right.
That's why we don't care about Joe Sixpack. They ain't gotta understand this. They ain't gotta see this and say it's true. We don't expect them to.
You got it. Come.
It's really a shaking of the hands so they'll go to the gates of the nobles.
Yep,
But
yep.
that's what this message is directed towards. The Lord is talking to their elites because they don't have any power.
It say Jeremiah 1:19, and they shall fight against thee, but they shall not prevail against thee, for I am with thee, saith Yahweh, to deliver thee.
Yeah.
The Lord said he gave us a mouth and wisdom that none of our adversaries can gainsay nor resist, man.
Right?
Hey, and we suppose, man, let me get this.
But this is the honor of a king.
Right.
You know, Lord
Right.
willing, we be a part of that
Come,
number. This is the
Lord
honor
willing.
of kings. As a nation of people,
willing.
we're not born to play basketball. Even if you is good at hooping, that ain't what you was born to do.
Right.
That's just something you do. Like King David wasn't born to make psalms.
Right.
He was born as a man after the Lord's own heart. Psalms is just something he also did.
Right. Come on. Right.
He also
Yep,
made
right.
the Psalms.
Yep,
But
right.
that wasn't why he was born on the earth. There are certain talents that you have, but you were born in the earth for this reason.
This is Job 15 and 21. A dreadful sound is in his ears. In prosperity, the destroyer shall come upon him.
And this is dreadful to them. When these, even the average so-called white person, when they hear this, it's like nails on a chalkboard to them.
Yep.
All they talk about is the so-called, it's like nails to a chalkboard. It's annoying to them, but it's supposed to be.
Oh,
It's supposed to be, man.
let me get this one. Man. You got it. Jeremiah 50 and 43. The king of Babylon have heard the report of them, and his hands waxed feeble. Anguish took hold on him as pains of a woman in travail. So the elites done heard this, man. The elites done heard this. You don't gotta believe it. You don't gotta understand it. Just know the words of the Lord don't reach the elites, man. This nigga Ron DeSantis was in Israel signing the bill, man. And the bill was about for white people not to feel guilty about what their ancestors did to Israelites, man, in slavery, man. And it was a bill that was passed that you couldn't criticize any other religion, man. Yep.
Ezekiel chapter 25, starting at 12.
Because we relearning how to be rulers again.
Right.
Lord willing, we be a part of that
Lord
number,
willing.
man.
Lord
And a
willing.
part of that is calling out the elites. Part of that is calling out the rulers of this world.
Right.
What do they do at the United Nations? The leaders, the representatives of certain nations come up and say, this is how we feel as a nation.
Right.
What is the message of the Lord, man? That's why Scripture say all Israel is not of Israel, because 2/3 of our people, they not serving the Lord. But the elect are serving Yahweh Shema Shai, and this is the message that the Lord put in their mouth to present to the world, man.
Yep. You got it.
Ezekiel chapter 25, verse 12. Thus saith the Lord God, because thou Edom had dealt against the house of Judah by taking vengeance,
Yep.
and had greatly offended, and revenged himself upon them. Therefore, thus saith the Lord God, I will also stretch out mine hand upon Edom,
Yep.
and will cut off man and beast from it.
Right.
And I will make it desolate from Teman, and they of Dedan shall fall by the sword.
It's a man and beast. That's everything. Right. That's his whole everything, man. Just like the Lord did Korah, Dathan, and Abiram, man. Go ahead.
And I will lay my vengeance upon Edom by the hand of my people Israel.
Right. I tell you in Jeremiah 51 and 19, the Lord say that Jacob is the form of all things. He said, with thee would I destroy nations, and with thee would I destroy kingdoms. Go ahead.
And I will lay my vengeance upon Edom by the hand of my people Israel,
Right.
and they shall do in Edom according to mine anger,
Right. And when you read in Leviticus 26, and then there's another one in Deuteronomy 30, the Lord said, he said, 10 of you shall chase 100, and 100 of you shall put 10,000 to flight. This is what Joshua and them did, man, in the land of Canaan, man. Slaughtering them Canaanites and them Jebusites and them Perizzites. All them ites, man. This is what the Lord gave Israel spiritual power, man. And they went through and slaughtered, man. This is coming back, man. It's coming back. Go ahead.
and according to my fury,
Right.
and they shall know my vengeance, saith the Lord God.
Hey, this is coming back, man. The Lord finna put the power on Jacob. He say, I will make thee a new sharp threshing instrument having teeth. Oh, what's the one in Zechariah 9 and 12? He said he had bit Judah and filled the bow with Ephraim to go against thy son. Man, Let me get that. I had this Isaiah 19. I want to read that. Let me get this.
Get this real quick.
You got it.
Isaiah 41 and 15.
Yep.
I'll start at 14. Fear not, thou worm Jacob,
Yep.
and ye men of Israel. I will help thee, saith the Lord, and thy Redeemer, the Holy One of Yashar'Allah. Behold, I will make thee a new sharp threshing instrument, having teeth.
Right.
Thou shalt thresh the mountains, and beat them small, and thou shalt make the hills as chaff.
Right.
Thou shalt fan them, and the wind shall carry them away, and the whirlwind shall scatter them. And thou shalt rejoice in the Lord,
Right.
and shalt glory in the Holy One of Yashar'Allah.
I got to get this. Micah 4 in verse 11. Now also many nations are gathered against thee that say, let her be defiled, and let our eye look upon Zion.
Right.
This is what the 17 heathen nations said about us, man. But listen what the Lord say, verse 12. Micah 4 and 12. But they know not the thoughts of Yahweh, neither understand they his counsel, for he shall gather them as the sheaves into the floor. And it shall rise and thresh, O daughter of Zion, for I will make thy horn iron, and I will make thy hoofs brass, and thou shalt beat in pieces many people, and I will consecrate their gain unto Yahweh, and their substance unto the Lord of the whole earth. When the Lord say, hey, listen, man, I'm finna give y'all this power, and y'all gonna beat in pieces. It said many people, man. Yep.
Ezekiel chapter 25 and 17. And I will execute great vengeance upon them
Right.
with furious rebukes. And they shall know that I am the Lord when I shall lay my vengeance upon them.
Yep. You got it.
Zechariah
Fire.
chapter 12 and 6.
Heat, man.
In that day will I make the governors of Judah like an hearth of fire among the wood,
Yep.
and like a torch of fire in a sheath. And they shall devour all the people round about, on the right hand and on the left.
Man, that's all 17 of the nation. That's left, man. That's gonna be left.
And Jerusalem shall be inhabited again
Yep.
in her own place,
Yep.
even in Jerusalem.
That means all 12 tribes of Israel are gonna be in the land with Yahweh Shah and King David, man. This is Zechariah 9 and 12. Turn you to the stronghold, ye prisoners of hope. Even today do I declare that I will render double unto thee. When I have bent Judah for me, filled the bow with Ephraim, and raised up thy sons, O Zion, against thy sons, O Greece, and made thee as the sword of a mighty man. Ooh. Let me finish reading this. It reads, verse 14, and Yahweh shall be seen over them, who? Sons of Zion, and his arrow shall go forth as the lightning, and the Lord power shall blow the trumpet, and shall go with whirlwinds out of the south. The Lord of hosts shall defend them, and they shall devour, and subdue with sling stones. And they shall drink and make a noise as through wine, and they shall be filled like bowls, and as the corners of the altar. And Yahweh their power shall save them in that day, as the flock of his people, for they shall be as the stones of a crown, lifted up as an ensign unto his hand. It say they shall be as the stones of a crown, man. It's talking about the elect men, aristocrats. Where it said in Luke 22 and 28, ye are they which have followed me in my temptation, and I appointed to you the kingdom, and you shall sit and eat and drink with me at my table. Man. Oh, I want to get this too. We can close on this. This is Isaiah. I got to get this. Isaiah 19 and verse 16 it reads, in that day shall Egypt be like unto women. For real. And it shall be afraid and fear. Why? Why is it going to be fear? Because of the shaking of the hand of Yahweh of hosts, which he shaketh over it. And the land of Judah shall be a terror unto Egypt. Everyone that maketh mention thereof shall be afraid of himself Why? Because of the counsel of Yahweh, Bahashim Yahweh Shai, which he had determined against it. So the truth is going to shake it's shaking everything up, man. Oh, what we say, ruffling feathers, man. The Lord is ruffling all feathers, man.
And then the Lord gonna come through with the demonstration.
Come.
These is just threats right now.
Right.
But the Lord's actually gonna come through with that right hand.
He said he swore by himself, right?
Yep. The Lord gave the left hand, now he about to show what the right hand do.
Right.
Yep, one more.
You got it.
Proverbs chapter 13, verse 2. A man shall eat good by the fruit of his mouth.
Right, which is teaching the truth, man. Warning the flock of the danger that's coming. It's Proverbs 27, it say, know the state of thy flock and look well to thy herd, man. The Lord say, feed his sheep, feed his lambs, feed his sheep. Go ahead.
But the soul of the transgressors shall eat violence.
2/3, man.
Man, that's fire.
2/3 gonna eat violence, man.
And then Esau, that violent man is going, the Lord says his blood was nothing before you.
Right.
Roughly paraphrasing,
Right.
blood shall pursue
Since
you.
thou hast not hated blood, even blood shall pursue thee.
It's your turn, man.
Yep.
It's your turn.
Hey, you like drinking blood anyway. You like eating blood anyway. How about that, man? Ain't gonna be no blender. We ain't gonna be, hey, you gonna drink straight say in that Psalm 75. Matter of fact, let's close with that. Get Psalm 75, verse 7 and 8.
I got one real quick.
You got it.
Psalms 140 and 11.
Yep.
Let not an evil speaker be established in the earth.
Yep.
Evil shall hunt the violent man to overthrow him.
To overthrow him. Because it start off in that verse is saying this violent man is always set up for war. War is in his heart, man.
Always.
All he think about is war, man. Read that.
Psalms 75 and 7.
Yep.
But God is the judge.
Yep.
He put it down one and set it up another.
Go ahead.
For in the hand of the Lord there is a cup,
There's a cup.
and the wine is red.
The wine is red. Go ahead.
It is full of mixture.
They tell you that in Jeremiah 49 and 12, and in what is that? Lamentations 4 and 22. Esau's going to drink. Go ahead. Yep.
It is full of mixture,
Yep.
and he pour it out of the same.
Yep.
But the dregs thereof,
The dregs thereof. Go ahead.
all the wicked of the earth shall wring them out and drink them.
You get a rag, you wring it out. Then they're gonna drink all the nastiness, all the filthiness.
Every last drop.
All the filthiness and the nastiness, because that's what you've been pushed over the four corners of the earth. You got to drink all that, man.
You get a taste of your own medicine.
Right.
But I will declare forever, I will sing praises to the God of Jacob.
Hey, Allah Yahweh. Hey, so with that, we're going to give all praise, honor, and glory to Yahweh, Bahashim, Yahushua, Bahashim, Rekah Kudash. Double honors to the apostles and elder bishop and elders of Great Millstone, who rule well, who teach well, who are the apostles and elders of all of Israel, rendered accepted or not. And a sincere salutation to all the Akim, pushing this truth and believing this truth throughout the four winds of the earth, the entire world, shed light to the hopeful elect. Shalom to the Akwas who are listening and learning. If you sisters who are listening and learning, for tuning in, may Yahweh Shema Shah continue to bless you in your houses. May the blessing of election be upon your houses. Hey, throughout all your precepts, throughout tuning in, until next time we say Shalom.
Shalom.
Wa abba babal. Allah Yahweh Shema Shah.